bless you, everybody. Not gonna be before you too long. I had this dream. I had this dream a couple of weeks ago, and I kind of just was not wanting to put it out there, but at the same, not out of disobedience, but at the same time, I just wanted to make sure because there's everything that God says to me. I don't necessarily release it. I don't necessarily release it. I have to make sure that He wants me to. So this dream kept coming back to me, and it's been like maybe a week and a half or 2 weeks. So I'm going to go ahead and release this. Um, so I had this dream where I was standing in a courtroom. I really didn't have a function. I was just standing there, and the court wasn't in session uh, at that point. But there were people in the courtroom, and there was a judge on the. Um, I guess the I guess the court was about to be in session, and the judge was in his area, wherever judges sit. So there was some commotion out in the hallway, but it was strange. It wasn't like people fighting or anything like that. So there was a wonderment inside of the courtroom. Like the judge was wondering what was going on, so was I. And so I went outside in the hallway to investigate, and there was a woman outside, and she was singing she was singing like gospel. She sounded like almost like an Aretha Franklin type, and she was singing gospel. But the lyrics were only one word, whoa, and she had a choir behind her too, and they all were singing the word whoa, WOE. And she said, "I know they're gonna pull me out of here." And when she said that, the police officers came and began to pull her out. And I looked in her eyes, she looked in mine, and I mouthed the words "thank you" to her, and I began to cry. So over the course of this past, week and a half or so, I've been asking God, what does this mean? And because a lot of times God will show you things and it's figurative, and but sometimes he'll speak literal. And in this situation, this is a literal interpretation, basically. And this applies to the courts, um, from municipal all the way up until the Supreme Court. And basically, why the woman is saying "whoa" is that, um, not all, of course, but the courts have not judged the people in righteousness. People don't have to be Christian to judge, um, to have um, to judge in righteousness. You know what I'm saying? Because you have judges from all backgrounds or whatever. You just have to be fair. A lot of times, judges will set up situations where they allow things to be admitted into evidence and won't allow things to be admitted into evidence, and that in some circumstances can sway a whole case. So through manipulation, if you wanted to, if you were an unjust judge, through manipulation you can sway a case in one direction or the other. And then you have, sentencing. So that can come down, you can come down harsh or light or whatever. What basically, because I don't want to be putting stuff in here that God hasn't said, but basically what it is that, um, don't think that God hasn't seen the hypocriticalness and the unjustness. And what comes to mind is unequal weights and measures. Don't think that God has not seen it, and don't think that it's not going to be judged. And when you hear the words "woe," when you hear the words "woe" or read the words "woe" in the Bible, that means, like when Jesus says "woe unto you," that means like trouble unto you, like wow, like something is like coming your way and not in a good way because of this gross um unrighteousness that you've put forth. And so don't think that people in the positions of high power, you know, or people in authority, that these things are not going to be judged. Don't think that. And so I don't know, maybe even to a personal level, even if you've been places where judgment came down and it was not right. It was not, you didn't receive restitution for whatever the issue was. And it seemed like the judge and whoever the defendant was or whatever, seemed like they got away with it. God is saying, whoa, don't think that, especially if you went before the courts and you're a child of God, don't think that people, judges or whatever, can do anything that they want to do to you and get away with it. And so God is saying, whoa. And I don't know on what type of scale this is going to be on, but these people in high places are going to be judged, and specifically the judges are going to be judged for their hypocriticalness, for the unrighteousness. They're not judging the people in righteousness. I don't know what they're judging them in, but it's not righteousness. And so, like I said, with anything, what I always say in anything, there's good and bad teachers, there's good and bad police officers, good and bad, good and bad judges. There's good and bad everything. So I'm not putting them all in the blanket, and God is not all putting them all together either. But He's just saying that for the ones that are corrupt, woe unto them. And that's basically it. So um, it's kind of a different message than what I usually comes forth, but that's, I couldn't just leave this. I couldn't leave this alone. It just kept coming back to me, this dream. So I have to get it out there. So um, God bless you. I love you, and till we meet again. Alrighty, bye.